Hello, friends. Well, quite obviously, things did not go as we had hoped they would, and I felt that I had to do a video on this quickly afterward because there's just so much to go through. I might talk for 20 minutes, and I decided to do a voiceover rather than webcam because, like I said, I have a lot to say and I have a lot of notes, and the webcam light glares in my glasses and I can't see without them, so we'll go with the voiceover once again today, but I'll be back with you on screen shortly. Okay. Wow. It was definitely a crazy, crazy, crazy epic day. Yeah, nothing went right for the conservatives, did it? I said my dentist even canceled my appointment. So a totally discouraging day. However, we cannot give up completely because obviously we still exist. We still continue to exist. So we have to figure out ways to go on with life and have a sensible plan. And let's go over everybody who has just lost their careers yesterday. And like I said, obviously, you know I have to speak very carefully because this is YouTube. So very carefully and cautiously we discuss. But as I'll say, America is in chaos, in crisis, and the elites think it's all going to be over in a matter of days. But I mean, I don't think there's any way to really sugarcoat the lack of confidence people have in government, and I think that's going to be a challenge, maybe even insurmountable challenge for the political system in the foreseeable future. Okay, here's the thing. One thing I would say I don't like it that it seems like there's no plan to restore civilization and law and order, because what it is, the conservatives have been patiently waiting, hoping, and praying for, justice to be served, for the right thing to be done, truth to prevail. We've expected our representatives and our legal system to listen to us. And we're kind of a little bit shocked, but maybe kind of not shocked, that they are our overlords and we are their slaves. And they are people who do not understand their place in the scheme of things, but I guess the people have let the politicians get away with everything for far too long. So, and I said, well, we waited for truth and justice to come, and it did not come. So, that's why, one of the reasons why we don't have an idea of what to do going forward, because we were waiting and hoping, we were having faith in the system. And, okay, our faith wasn't justified. Alright, so we cannot go to pieces. No going to pieces and screaming no like the left. We must pray for guidance. We need to probably count to 100 and just calm down. Think things through calmly. We probably need to, relax with your family, eat a good dinner, watch a movie, listen to some peaceful music, and just sort of, we got to clear our minds, because you can't just go run screaming into the streets, and just waste your skills and your value to our society by just putting yourself in the nut house. So we need to be calm in the face of crisis. Now, I would say yesterday was January 6th, 2021, was a day of tragic betrayal. I'm not sure what title I'm having for this video, but a day of betrayal was at the top of the list. So how many people betrayed us? Everybody! And we were frankly, I was a little bit surprised at Mike Pence. See, what would have happened if Queen Esther, who was brought to the palace for such a time as this, had just decided not to go in and see the king because she was afraid that he would kill her. So, I guess that Pence and the other politicians don't have the courage of a woman. They don't. So, phooey to them. I mean, there were a few good senators and a few good congressmen who made a case for the people, and that's commendable of them. That's good of them. But we just had far too many swamp creatures, and boy, did they come out of the woodwork. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot, like good old Lindsey Graham, and a lot of them. So, well, we take note. And I think this is sort of going, yesterday was the rising and falling of a pile of political careers and a pile of news organizations' careers. All right. I think you've probably noticed that Newsmax is now a fallen star. They have sort of followed, as someone in the comments put it, Newsmax is now following Fox News into the toilet. Oh well, rhinos, rhinos, rhinos. See, from now on, my videos, I think I do need to change my videos. We're probably not going to have my cheery little intro, because the sky is fallen and the earth is covered with snow. I'll think of something. So that little cheery intro was of its era. Yes, we do have some serious times ahead. So, yeah, Newsmax is down. I don't think I'm going to trust Tim Pool that much going forward because, you know, he's a milquetoast fence sitter, and that's somebody that's squarely in the middle, somebody who you are really going to trust when you have life and death causes that you're fighting. I mean, he was okay during times of peace, but I just don't think he's, I don't know, he's tough enough to face difficult times. I think he's going to go with the rhinos. And now Dr. Steve Turley, well, we really appreciated his optimism and helped kept our spirits high and kept our hopes up. And there's nothing wrong with having high spirits and high hopes. Absolutely nothing wrong. It is a little, you shouldn't try to overhype things, and I'm afraid he did, rather. That's one thing I tried not to do on this channel. I tried to present the situations exactly as I see them. It's the only way I can do it. And it's obvious that you should not be overly confident and optimistic, but you should not be overly pessimistic. And today Dr. Turley was saying, oh, it's time to start a third party. And people are like, nah. And that's what I say. I mean, he seems like he's clinging a bit to the past. I mean, I hope he hasn't been wrong about everything. But because a third party at this point would do no good. Because all the politicians, you notice I'm not going to say the left anymore. It's going to be the politicians. All the politicians would do would be to declare the new party a hate group, ban it from everything, and not accept write-in votes for it on any ballots, and not count the votes, and not recognize it as a political party. So, like I said, that's just how far we have gone past the point of no return, to the point where there cannot be a new party. I mean, at least I think that's the way things look. You know, interesting thing I am noticing, some people seem to be debating whether it was the Trump supporters who stormed the Capitol or Antifa in disguise. My parents seem to think it's the Antifa in disguise trying to get Trump supporters in trouble. But everyone else on YouTube that I notice seem to think it's genuine Trump supporters. I don't know. So we'll have to see how things emerge. But, well, I'll say I didn't expect that big of a move. I mean, I expected a big crowd, but I didn't expect quite that big of a move. So that brings me back to my point I've made before. So you probably hear me rattling my pages. Is that since we don't have any organization right now, and this is a massive country, there are different little groups, and resistance means something different to every little group. And there are some conservative groups, from some right-wing groups that are more radical than some of us, and, you know, and other groups that have different ideas of how to bring about the changes. But I still don't see that there was a plan with this storm the Capitol thing. There didn't seem to be an objective. I don't know. But yeah. So we're not sure who exactly the stormers were. But like I said, there needs to be organization. Of course, organization these days is tougher with the left, the politicians. Excuse me, old habit, the left. The politicians trying to shut down communication. And obviously, but here's the thing. If they try to crack down on people, that is going to inflame the tensions and inflame things even more. And I mean, any left wing or thing that smells like communism or smells like a crackdown, that's going to explode the tensions. And ultimately, I think that the lockdowns were driving the anger and the unrest even more than worries about the elections. The fears about the elections, that is driving the conservatives. But the anger over the lockdowns, I believe it's driving more than just conservatives. I mean, I think it's driving moderates, independents, and probably many Democrats maybe. Because, I mean, it's starvation or work or starve or something like that. So I believe that the lockdowns are motivating a lot more rage than even the election. So yes, basically, the conservatives need a plan. We need to be activists. And obviously that's going to be a lot harder now because you weren't being activists before. I mean, basically, there's a quote that says, "Those who fail to plan to fail." And what the conservatives have been doing all these years is planning that the left and the rhinos were honest, good Americans. So naive. I said, what we're experiencing, it's like a chess game. When a plan is, you're like, what is your objective? And when you have your chess piece on the board, you've got to look at all the different okay, if I move here, they'll do this. If I move there, this will happen. If I move back this spot, then this, and this could happen. And see, that's what you need to anticipate your opponent's moves. You need to think ahead. And one thing I know, the politicians are not very bright about this. Like I said, they don't understand why the people are upset. And like I said, it's about, as an aside from the election, it's less of the COVID too. And they're not going to get it. So I wonder if they'll ever get it. We'll see. One good thing came out of this is complete corruption is exposed. We now know that our government is full of summer soldiers and sunshine patriots, and we wouldn't like any of them to be defending us in time of trouble because they would feed us to the fishes. And I believe that the Democrats will try to arrest Trump, and they will inflame tensions further. I think it seems like they're trying to provoke the conflict in order to try to delegitimize conservatives. I think they're trying to do that. So, I mean, I don't really see an end to the conflict. And so why doesn't America function anymore? It doesn't function because we need enough people who are like-minded in our pursuits and our values. We had a unified vision many years ago. But right now, bottom line is, everything the left and now the rhinos, all the things they want to do and they believe in are things that used to be illegal. They used to be crimes, but these guys got into government and made their crimes legal. So essentially they're oppressing us by trying to impose their beliefs on us. But if we impose our beliefs on them, we would be oppressing them just like we used to. Whenever we are not allowed, no swearing in the movies and no cutting, prohibition or whatever. Different things, arresting comedians with dirty jokes. Things like that. So bottom line, the question is, can different groups function without oppressing each other? Because it seems like one or the other will oppress each other. Either the religious Authoritarians will oppress the atheists and the free lovers, or apparently the atheists and the free lovers are coming along to oppress the religious. So, finding a common ground and a way to and over a governance that would be fair and allowing those groups to flourish in their own soil and be free is the challenge. But as I said, currently everything a conservative believes is a crime punishable by a variety of things by the left, and currently everything the left believes are crimes punishable by punishments on the right. So we really are two countries, and that's why we're not functioning. We're not functioning because, each side are criminals and outlaws to the other side. And that's where we are. Okay, and I said we have to, we asked the Lord to help us let Trump stay in the White House, and that wasn't the Lord's will. So we have to accept that. Pray for guidance. Hope in the Lord. God has a different plan. Guys said we got to think things through. And also I said, immediately, we're mad. But I said we need to calm down, just take a break from politics, and just chill. Think a chess game. Don't make moves without considering what the opponent's going to do. And also we think of the serenity prayer. Help me to, wisdom to know the things I can change. And I said a couple things that we can do. What's in our control? Lots of things are not in our control. We're furious and we're disheartened watching these leftists just run rampant. But some things we do have in control. First of all, we can pray. We can speak out and condemn criminals. We can become activists, which we need to. Activists and social reformers. Okay, resolve in your New Year's resolution, we're going to become activists and social reformers. And one thing I can do, I can quit the borough and not assist this government, this crooked government, in any way, shape, or form. I can quit the Republican Party, change that little thing to independent, and make the Republicans feel a little pain when they bleed members. And I can also quit voting for the Republicans, too. And Dinesh D'Souza said we shouldn't do that, but I think he is making a case for the swamp. And I say if you vote when you know the system is rigged, then you are just making a fool of yourself. However, but that's up to you. That's up to you. So there are things that we have in our control. We can control ourselves. So that's my main thing. I said it's been a long battle, and we have been a rough ending here, but obviously life goes on. Life goes on indeed, and we need to trust God. And I said, do what's in our control, become a social reformer ourselves, and what else we can do will unfold as the days pass. And I said, we need enough people who want social change for there to be social change. Each of us can control ourselves, but we're going to need. It's a big country, and it's a big job, and we're going to need support for any social reforms or changes. So, okay, pray, keep the faith. God is not dead. History has seen many, many tough times. Just because we haven't seen tough times doesn't mean God is not good and that God knows what's best, and we're going to trust in Him, and He will bring justice whenever it is His will. All right? Let freedom ring.